have a little bit of bonus content for you guys. And I've never done this before, but we have a little bit of a sponsored segment coming up, and we're checking out a new trading card game. I've never had a sponsored segment like this before, because usually when I get approached for it, it's like for some random mobile game that I don't want to promote. But this time around, I was happy to do it because it was a new trading card game that has just come out, and I was like, okay, you know what? I actually dig that. I'm a fan of trading card games in general. It's not just Yu-Gi-Oh, even though you all know me for mainly Yu-Gi-Oh, but I've played a lot of other trading card games in my time, and so I would say I'm generally interested in trading card games. And so the Naruto Mythos trading card game has approached me to check out the game, and it has released, I believe, the 13th of March. So literally this month. It is a new trading card game from 1.5 weeks ago when they launched. And we're going to check it out a little bit. We're going to see what it's all about. We are not just going to open up some packs. We are going to open up some packs, but we also are going to check out how to actually play the game, because that is what I care about the most. When we do this, that was one of the things that made me say yes to this, is also because I wanted to learn how to play the game, not just open up the packs. Because of course, like, collecting and looking at pretty cardboard is cool and everything, but I also care about the gameplay a lot. So that is something we are going to take a little bit of a look at today. Of course, I don't have an opponent to play against, but we can still take a look at how the game works, look at the rules, and see if it's interesting or not. So that is something that I am looking forward to, and I hope it's going to be some fun. But of course, as with any good trading card game, you can also open some boosters for it. So we are also going to do that and see if we can get lucky and pull something. So, yeah, I've got the stuff right here. These are 2 demo decks that they sent me, as well as a booster box that we can open. The way I want to go about this is, before I open the packs, I want to take a look at the rules of the game, because I like, when I open up packs and I look at cards, I like understanding what's going on, right? I like reading the cards and trying to see if they're any good or not. And of course, we need to understand how the game works before we can do that. So we're going to open this box up in a second, and then we're going to try to build like my first Naruto deck. And then it hopefully is going to be some fun. All right. I will say I haven't watched a lot of anime, but Naruto is one of the few that I actually have watched. So that is also something that's cool about this. So let us jump into the rules for the Naruto Konoha Shido. Konoha Shido is the name of the first expansion. But the name of the trading card game is Naruto Mythos trading card game. And you can use the command !Naruto if you want to know more about it. I'll tell you more about this later. But if you want the links to the rule book, as well as the guide to like how the rarities work and everything, I have a command for that. And I also have a shop link that you can buy yourself some Naruto product, which, by the way, from what I've heard, has been selling out pretty quickly. But there is a separate stock for my community, so people can still pick it up there, which is nice. At the normal price, not not the price that people are maybe demanding for it online because it's out of stock. But it is limited to 2 boxes per order, per account. So you can't, no one can go and buy everything, but it should be enough to get people started. But if you guys look at this and you think it's fun, you can check that out later. I suggest that we look at the stuff together first, and then you decide on whether you want to pick some up or not. All right, so I have a very rough understanding on how this works already, because I do not want to go into it completely blind. I do want to give you guys a little bit of an idea of how the game works. So I have already gathered a rough bit of information on how the game works and plays, but I want to look at it in a little bit more detail. All right. So, Naruto Mythos trading card game. In Naruto Mythos TCG, you and your opponent will compete as the Kage of your respective hidden ninja village to see who leads the strongest faction. By the way, I want to apologize beforehand for some of my pronunciations on Naruto terms and characters, because I have watched German dub, and German dub, I think they pronounce stuff very differently. So please forgive me. I promise I've seen it, but for some of them, I'm just not sure what like the proper pronunciation in English or Japanese would be. Forgive me, all right? It's not on purpose. Delegate which of your ninja soldiers you will send out to complete missions. So this is what I've gathered already. You have different missions that you and your opponent basically fight over, that you send your ninjas on, right? That is the first rough idea of that I have. All right, so every game of the Naruto Mythos TCG takes place over exactly 4 rounds. At the end of the 4th round, the player with the most mission points wins the game. Making strategic decisions on which ninjas to send out on each mission is the key to victory, and every round the number of available mission increases, giving both you and your opponent ample opportunities to turn the tides of battle in your own favor. Okay. So, components overview. As far as I know, there is only 2 types of cards as of now. There is characters and there is missions. So you have a main deck of 30 cards, which that's also going to be in the rulebook, but you have a main deck of 30 cards, which is all characters that you send on the missions, and then each player brings a couple of missions to the game that you then send your characters on, right? So character cards are played to assign ninjas to the mission cards currently in play. And a character card has a name, a character version, which means there can be multiple instances of Shikamaru Nara, but they might have a different title. They have a power, they have a chakra cost, they have a keyword, and they have a faction, which is the Leaf Village for Shikamaru. I love Shikamaru, by the way. He just like me for real. Effect and rarity. All right. The ones with the little lightning bolt or arrow are effects that happen when you play the card, as far as I know. And the ones with the little hourglass are continuous effects that always apply. So for example, Shikamaru here, if you have the edge, draw a card, happens when you play it, which is something that we will understand later. And this one down here is other Team 7 characters in this mission have +1 power, which is going to be a continuous effect that applies while the card is on the field. All right, and then we've got mission cards. All mission cards give a reward of a base number of mission points, as well as additional points based on their rank in play. The rank of a mission card is determined by which round it is put into play. For example, the mission that comes into play on the first round is considered the D rank mission. This does make sense if you've seen the anime, which is some cool little bit of flavor, because I do, if I remember correctly, in the anime they also have different rank missions. Like the A missions, I think, are supposed to be like the harder ones, and the B missions are not quite as hard, and C and D, and so I think they have S as well in the show. I'm not entirely sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's basically the higher the rank of the mission, the harder it is supposed to be, right? So the first mission that comes into play in the first round is the D rank mission. That is going to give you 1 point plus whatever the points at the bottom right are. So for example, if the Shunin exam comes into play in the first round as the D mission, if you win that mission, you would get 3 points, right? Because you get 2 points because that's the value on the card, and then you get 1 additional point because it was the first mission in the game. If it comes into play in the second round as the C mission, then it would grant you 4 points if you win it. If it comes into play as the B mission in round number 3, then it gives you 5 if you win it. And then if it's the A mission, the final mission that comes into play, you get 6 points if you win it. So as far as I understood from my first look at it, you play 4 rounds. Every round there's an additional mission on the table, and you try to win those missions. In the first round, you only play over 1 mission, which is the D mission. In the second round, you play over the D and the C mission. In the third one, you play over the D, the C, and the B. And in the fourth round, all 4 missions are on the table, and you can win 4 different missions, and you try to fight over which one you think is the most important one, and so on and so forth, right? Okay. You have tokens to indicate your chakra and your mission points. I would assume that you usually do this with dice in a game of Naruto. But technically some of the starter decks, I think they come with like little tokens to indicate like how many points you score and how many chakra points you have to spend on your characters, which is the resource in this game to play your cards. Is called chakra points or chakra points. But I would assume that in practice people are just going to use dice to indicate this. And then there's the edge token. You will also find 1 edge token. Give it to the player who has an edge during missions. More on that later. Okay, good. How to build your first deck. This is going to be relevant for us because I do want to build my own deck today. Your deck must contain at least 30 cards. You can have an unlimited number of character cards with the same name, but only up to 2 copies of a specific version of a character. The version of the character is indicated by the name of the expansion and the numerical code on the bottom of the card. Alternate art variants of the same coded character do not count as a different one. Okay, so they do have alternative artworks in the game. This means you can play, you can include any number of Naruto Uzumaki cards in your deck, but only up to 2 copies of the specific one, the Genin of the Leaf Village in your deck. So you can play as many Shikamaru's as you want, but you can only have 2 of Genin of Team 10, right? Which makes sense. All right, so a playset technically is 2 copies of a card, and you only have to have 30 cards to play. All right. Other than your personal deck, each player also chooses 3 different mission cards to potentially be used in the game. These mission cards are not mixed in with your personal deck and are instead shuffled together with the other mission cards chosen by your opponent during game setup. All right, so you basically have 2 separate decks. You have your character cards that you draw from, as well as the mission cards that determine how the game goes, because the missions are going to be like in the middle of the table for your opponent and you to send your characters on. However, there's only 4 missions needed, and you have to bring 3. And if your opponent brings 3, that would be 6. So they need to sort some away, I guess. Setup: randomly determine the first player. That player gains the edge token. Both players shuffle 3 mission cards they choose for this game face down and randomly select 2 of them. The 2 cards from each player are then shuffled together to form the mission deck, comprised of a total of 4 cards. Each player will be left with 1 mission card that will not be used in this game and should be put aside, making sure to keep it face down at all times. Okay, so 1 mission of the 3 that you bring is not going to appear in the game, which means you can never guarantee a certain mission to be in part of the game, right? Because you have to play 3 different missions. I assume you can't sleeve missions. I thought about this too. Because let's say you use different sleeves than your opponent for your missions, and then you shuffle them up. Technically, you will know which mission is going to be the next one. At least you know if it's one of yours or one of theirs. It could still be any of the ones that you brought or any of the ones that your opponent brought. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's intended. Or maybe the mission cards are supposed to be like unsleeved or just in clear sleeves, so you can't distinguish. Or maybe you're supposed to shuffle them without looking at them. And there is a segment, I saw this at the end of this document. There is a segment about like player etiquette and how to handle certain things. Maybe that is in there, right? Anyways, both players shuffle their personal deck and draw 5 cards into their hand. Then each player may choose to return all of the cards in their hand to their deck, reshuffle, and redraw 5. Each player can only do this once. Okay, so you have a mulligan, optional. You cannot pick which cards you return. You have to return all 5. If you choose to mulligan. All right, cool. So that is the setup. Seems easy enough. You form a mission deck and you draw 5 cards from your 30 card deck. At least 30 cards. All right. Round phases. All right, start phase, action phase, mission phase, end phase, and then new round. The detailed explanations of each phase within a single round can be found below. The start phase. First, a mission card is drawn from the top of the mission deck and placed face up between the players, added to those already in play if present. Then, each player gains a base of 5 chakra points, plus 1 additional for each character they have in play, including hidden characters. Finally, each player draws 2 cards from their deck into their hand and proceeds to the action phase. Okay, so this means that there is a little bit of a curve for your chakra throughout the game, right? You start with 5 on the first round, but in the second round, you're going to have more than 5 because you play some characters, right? And then if you play more characters on the second round, you're going to have more chakra on the third round, and so on and so forth, right? It also makes it so that removal is a pretty powerful tool in this game, because by using removal on a character, not only do you get rid of the character, but you also make it so your opponent gets less chakra on the next turn, which is something to keep in mind. Okay, so this is how you start a round. The player with the edge token takes the first turn of this phase. Players take turns playing 1 character onto a mission on the field. Characters can be played straight from the hand face up, or hidden by being placed face down. This part is very interesting, the hidden part. We'll get to that in a second. But essentially what you do is you have a couple of missions on the table in between you and your opponent. And whenever you play a character, you choose a mission that it goes onto, right? And then you compete over those missions to try and win them and over your opponent, right? So basically, in this case, player 2 has a Naruto in hand. If player 2 wants to play the Naruto, they have to play the chakra, they have to pay the chakra cost of the Naruto, and then they decide, does it go on the D mission or does it go on to the C mission? Depending on where you think it's more important for it to go. And then in later rounds, once the B mission and the A mission get added, you can choose to play it to those missions as well, right? So you try to strategically place your characters where they are necessary, right? Which it depends which mission you want to win and which ones you don't care about. Okay. And you alternate. There's no like turns necessarily where like you do all your stuff and then your opponent does all their stuff. You play one card each until someone doesn't want to anymore, I think. So a player may also choose to reveal a hidden character that was previously placed face down on a previous turn. See how to play character cards. Okay, that's going to be later. A player who either cannot or does not want to play any more characters can instead choose to pass. The first player to pass on any given round gains or keeps the edge token. Once a player passes, the other player may play successive turns one after the other until they also choose to pass. Remember that the player with the edge token gains the benefits of being the first player on the next round as well as the winner of any ties. Once both players have passed, move on to the mission evaluation phase. Okay, so the way this works, because you always alternate one action at a time, like one character card at a time, you alternate until someone says, I don't want to do anything or I cannot do anything anymore. What happens then is that the other player can basically do whatever they want in this round without the opponent being able to intervene for a moment, right? You're just like, you just say, okay, I'm done, and you're done, right? Your opponent gets to play like their entire hand if they still can afterwards. The benefit of being the first player to pass is that you have this edge token, which means that you go first in the next round, but you also win if there's a tie. Which I believe a tie means if like every mission is evaluated, right? You check who would win the mission, and if there's a tie, you win the mission. Which seems like a big benefit, but at the same time, giving your opponent the window to play as many cards as they want without being able to respond to it seems pretty big too. Dude, that track, I promise, was just randomly in my playlist. I did not plan that. That's funny. Anyways. So it seems like a very interesting aspect of this game to me personally to decide when you're done playing cards, because it opens up a great window of opportunity for the opponent to just like go in without having to worry about you doing anything. At the same time, of course, ideally you would want the edge token to win the ties, right? Which is an interesting thing to consider. All right. Mission evaluation phase. Compare the total power of the characters for each player on each mission, starting with the D rank mission. The player with the most power wins that mission, and if there's a tie, the player with the edge token wins. Once the winner of that mission has been determined, that player activates any score effects that are present on the mission card or their character cards assigned to that mission. You need to have at least one power to win and score a mission. Proceed to do the same with any other mission cards on the battlefield in order of rank. You should be scoring a number of missions equal to the number of the current round. Okay, so this means at the end of the first round, where there's only a D mission in play, you compare who has the stronger characters in the D mission, and whoever has the stronger characters wins the D mission and gains the points. On the second round, there's a D mission and a C mission. You play your cards. Once you're done playing your cards, you compare who has the stronger ninjas in the D mission, who has the stronger ninjas in the C mission. You collect points, you move on to the next round. So with each additional round, you have an additional mission to evaluate and another option on where you play your characters, right? Okay. Good, understood. Understood. At the end of a turn, the side with the highest power wins the mission, earns mission points, and activates mission effects. All right, we'll look at how that works in practice a little bit later when we look at the actual cards and open some packs, right? Okay, end phase. The current round comes to an end. If this is the end of the 4th round, proceed to compare final scores. Otherwise, both players discard any leftover chakra points and power tokens currently placed on characters, and then a new round begins with a new start phase. All right. How to play character cards. When it's your turn, you must play a character card or pass your turn, no longer participating in the action phase for the rest of the round. You have multiple options for playing cards. You can play a card from your hand face up to a mission, paying its chakra cost, applying its effects. Okay, that's the easiest, most straightforward thing. Or you can play a card from your hand face down to a mission, paying 1 chakra. This character is now hidden. Do not activate its effects. You can reveal and play a hidden character, turning it face up, paying its printed chakra cost, and applying its effects, including ambush effects. Revealing a hidden character is considered to be the same as playing a character in respect to interactions with any other card effects. This is, in my opinion, the most interesting aspect that I have discovered about this game at first glance. Because at first I was worried, you know, if we only have character cards and we all play them face up, that seems relatively straightforward. I do think that this part of the game is the one that adds the most strategic depth to it, because there's so many implications to this that I find quite interesting. So what this means is every character costs the same if you play them hidden, right? You can just play a character face down at any point, which is going to have a huge psychological factor to it, because your opponent never knows what that character is. Obviously, they all cost the same. Your opponent will never know what character that might be, and you can unveil them later, right? And there's a couple of cards with some really powerful effects when they're played from like face down. These effects are usually called ambush effects. That's a keyword that basically only activates if you flip the character face up when it was face down beforehand. Which means that you can basically bluff having any of those as well, right? And that's something for your opponent to consider and play around. Because what if you have a really strong ambush effect face down, but even if you don't have one of those cards in your hand, you can just use anything you don't need right now, place it face down, and your opponent is going to have to second guess, like, what is that? You know, is that an ambush effect? Is that or is it just a bluff or whatever? So I think this is the aspect of the game that was my that was my favorite when I read over the rules for the first time, because I feel like that has so many strategic implications on how you play the game, and that feels like it adds a lot of skill expression to it. I think that is pretty awesome. But you do have to consider that there's a downside to it as well, because you pay the base cost of 1 chakra to play them face down, and then later you still have to pay the printed chakra cost, right? So playing someone face down and then flipping them up is going to be 1 more expensive than just straight up playing it face up, right? Because you first have to pay 1 to play it face down and then still pay the full cost when you flip it up, right? So yeah. When can you flip up the cards up in terms of timing? At any point when you can also play a character from your hand. It's instead of playing one from your hand, you can flip one face up from that's already hidden, right? So in this phase, when you alternate with your opponent on playing character cards, you either every turn essentially is 1 character card being played either from hand or from face down, right? From hidden. All right. Remember that you can only have 1 character card with the same character name assigned to any given mission on your side of the field. Okay, so this means you cannot send 2 Narutos on mission D, right? Even if it's different Naruto cards, they cannot be on the same mission, which makes sense, right? I mean, you just can't have, they can't exist, simultaneously. Okay. To pay the chakra cost, return chakra tokens of an equal chakra point value. Okay, we know how to pay the cost of a card. You just reduce your chakra by the number. You may check the cost of your hidden characters in private to make sure you have enough chakra points to reveal them. After you play a character face up, activate any main effects on it. After playing a card, your turn ends and it's now your opponent's turn, assuming they have not already passed this round. If your opponent has already passed, you may continue to take other turns until you decide to pass. Okay. So the playing a face-up card is straightforward. You just pick a mission that it should go to, and you play the card. Hidden characters, instead of playing a card face up, you can play it face down, and this means the character card is hidden. To play a hidden character, you pay only 1 chakra, no matter what the printed cost of the card is. They have 0 power, 0 cost when they are targeted as a character by other effects. You can also reveal a hidden character on your turn by paying its full printed chakra cost. This is treated as playing a character, so any effects that let you play a character include hidden characters as well. This is treated... okay. So when a card says play a character, ignoring its cost or something, then you can also use that to flip up a hidden character. Interesting. When you play a character from hidden, you apply both the main effect and the ambush effect. Remember that ambush effects are not activated if a character is initially placed face up from hand instead of first being hidden. Remember that you can always play and reveal hidden characters even if they don't have ambush effects. So here's an example of an Orochimaru, which is Orochimaru Undercover, which is a 4-cost, 4-power card, and has an ambush effect, which says, look at a hidden enemy character in this mission. If it costs 3 or less, take control of that character and move it to your side, right? This already, I feel like this is a great example for these cards because it shows how much strategic depth this can add to the game, right? This card is probably a pretty mediocre card if you play it face up, right? If you just play that up, it's a 4-cost, 4-power card with no effects, right? Which is probably, I would assume, not that great. But if you take into account that this could just straight up basically take control of any character your opponent plays as hidden, this is both a very interesting card to bluff around, and it's also something that can potentially punish someone for bluffing with a hidden character, because all of a sudden, well, I've placed the hidden character here just to bluff my opponent, but then my opponent had the Orochimaru and took it. So that is just a basic understanding of what this mechanic adds to the game, which I think is pretty interesting. All right. Playing a hidden card. Yeah, simple enough. And then flipping it up for the cost. All right, we understood. Character upgrades. As mentioned before, you cannot assign character cards sharing the same name to the same mission side. However, you can upgrade a character by playing a character card with the same name but with a higher chakra cost, not with the same or lower cost. When doing so, you only need to pay the difference in chakra cost rather than the full cost of the new character card. This is also a very strong concept and a very powerful one. If you've ever played any game that involves resources like mana or whatever, this can allow you to play really powerful cards for a lot cheaper technically, because you are spreading out the cost of this card. As the example down here shows, right? There's a 4-cost Jiraiya and a 5-cost Jiraiya. Let's say on any given turn, you only have 4 chakra points left over, right? So you spent those 4 points to play this Jiraiya, right? The 4-cost Jiraiya. On the next turn, when your chakra fills back up, you now get to play the 5-cost Jiraiya for just 1, because that is the difference between the old one and the new one, is you're going to upgrade for 1, which lets you play a really powerful card for less, which is cool. When upgrading a card, fully cover the lower cost card and all text on the lower card, as it's no longer referenced during gameplay. Apply the main effects and upgrade effects of the new higher cost card. Upgraded characters count as a single character. If an effect should target them, you need to apply its effect to the entire stack. For example, if you need to defeat an upgraded character, you have to discard all cards of the pile. Upgraded characters retain the status of the previous card. For example, when upgrading a character that has power tokens on them, they transfer to the new character. So basically you just transform the character into the new version, but it keeps all of the other things, and whatever is under it doesn't matter anymore. The biggest news of this is that there's upgrade effects as well, which are only activatable when you play this card as an upgrade, right? You can't play that card. If you play this card normally, this 5-cost Jiraiya, it has an effect on play, but it does not get the upgrade effect down here, right? Okay. Understood. Edge token. The first player to pass during the action phase gains or keeps the edge token. The player with the edge token wins every tie during the mission evaluation phase, and they are the starting player for the next round. Okay. Simple enough. I understand it. What I don't understand yet is how important is the edge token, right? Like how functionally I understand what this means. In practice, I'm wondering how massive is it to win all the ties? Because in my head, it seems incredibly scary to basically pass the turn and let your opponent do whatever they want to do without being able to play more characters yourself to counteract whatever they're doing, right? You'd have to be like playing the game a little bit to understand when exactly to do this. Like, when is it worth to give up the rest of your turn to make sure you get the edge token, right? And it's also this kind of like mind game, right? Like when both players want the edge token, the question is like, how quickly do you spend your chakra? How quickly do you end your turn before your opponent does the same thing and gets the edge token, right? It's an interesting aspect of this for sure, because it also means normally if you've ever played a game with mana or something, usually one of the core like principles of playing these games is you want to be efficient with your resources, right? You want to typically, because all of the chakra that you have gets discarded at the end of the turn, you want to spend all of it in theory, right? You want to be able to play as many of your cards for tempo as possible. You don't want to be left over. You don't want to have leftover chakra, and it goes to waste at the end of your turn, right? However, if let's say your opponent is out of chakra, so you know that on the next action they're going to pass and secure the edge token, and you have like 2 chakra left over, you might just decide to be like, yeah, no, you know what, I want the edge token. I'm gonna let those 2 chakra points go to waste and secure the edge token, right? Or I'm gonna value the mana, the chakra more and spend it to play cards, and then you know what I mean. Yeah, just spend chakra with expensive cards and pass. That's the thing, right? You could do this, right? On the first turn of the game, when you have 5 chakra, you could just play a 5-cost character and be done with your turn, right? You can't be faster than that. And that will secure you the edge token, right? But it will also mean that your opponent immediately knows that they can do whatever they want on that turn because you are done, right? And I like this because this, to me, feels like simple rules with big strategic implications, which is my favorite kind of strategy, right? When like this seems simple to get into, right? I'm sure surely we understood what's going on so far, right? Like, was I able to explain what's going on well? Let me know if there's any questions, but I understood what's going on here, and I still think that there's a lot of strategic depth to it, which I think is interesting. But let me know if anyone is not getting something. Okay. Power tokens. Power tokens are used to keep track of modified power values on character cards. When you need to add power tokens to a card, add chakra tokens from the reserve or any other tokens or dice. Realistic. People are just going to use dice for this. Any power token on a card adds +1 power to that character. At the end of each round, remove any power tokens. Oh, okay. So they reset at the end of a round. So power tokens are only temporary buff. Okay, understood. The main way to add power tokens is the power-up effect. All right. Effects. Card effects are applied according to the timing indicated, as well as in order from top to bottom. All instant effects are considered optional unless stated otherwise within the text. All continuous effects are always active. All right, understood. Be careful. Some upgrade effects modify parts of other effects. For example, if there's only one non-hidden enemy character in this mission, hide them. Upgrade, instead defeat them. Okay, understood. All right, so if you upgrade, they get more powerful. Understood. Okay. Winning the game. At the end of the 4th round, the player with the most mission points wins. In case of a tie, the player in control of the edge token at the end of the game is the winner. Okay, that makes it even more important to gain the edge token at the last round, right? In the last round, if you are the first player to pass and say, I'm done, you win in the case of a tie. Okay. All right. Here's the segment that I meant. Play etiquette. You can always look at your own hidden characters. You should always be clear about the order of played cards, especially hidden cards. Please do not move them around during play and help the opponent if they ask about the playing order. Okay. All right. So that is the rules. That is the rules. Let me know if there's any questions to this, but I understood what's going on here. So I did get demo decks to showcase. which is all they're already following the rules of two characters, like two characters or two copies of each card, but they have multiple copies of some of the characters. Like for example, this one has two copies, two different Itachis. And we're going to take a closer look at these cards in a second. And by closer look, I mean actually closer look. All right. So this right here, what they gave me was, I think this deck is mostly Itachi and Akatsuki, but there's also some other antagonists in here. Let's say it like that. They also hooked me up with this playmat. I didn't even say anything about it. This is awesome. Good stuff. Love that one. So yeah. So this one has one. I noticed one thing when I was looking at these cards. Can you play a card face down and another one from your hand, or do you have to pass after playing a card face down? That is two separate actions. If you play a card face up, then it's your opponent's turn. They play a card, and then you can play a card face down. So this Itachi says if there's a Sasuke Uchiha in this mission, you can play this character while hidden, paying 3 less, which makes it 0 because it's got a base cost of 3. Well, technically not 0 because you have to hide it first, which means it costs 1, right? So, but you get to play a 3 power for 1 basically if you have a Sasuke in there. But it even gets better. I saw this one too. This one a little bit later when I was looking through the card. This card says 5 cost, 5 power, main, look at your opponent's hand, upgrade, main effect, in addition, choose a card in the opponent's hand and discard it. Do you guys see the combo potential between these two cards? I'll let you know the potential here is crazy, right? You played this one in a mission where there's a Sasuke, right? You hide it for 1, right? You hide it for 1, then you play it for free, or you unhide it for free, or flip it up. I don't know what the term is. So you've paid 1 for this Itachi, right? However, it's a 3 cost card, so the upgrade towards this Itachi will cost you only 2. And then you have basically in total you've spent 3 chakra points on this. You've spent 3 chakra points on this, but you have a 5 power, look at your opponent's hand and discard a card. That feels good to me. That feels like a powerful combo to me to start off this deck, right? But there's a couple of other cool cards in here. We got a Kabuto, a Kimimaru, Sakon. I thought he was so creepy when I was a kid. When I watched Naruto as a kid, I thought he was so creepy. And they also have the Orochimaru that was in the booklet, and they do have a Sasuke in here that only costs 2. Right? This one only costs 2, and it has 4 power. But it does say, focus. If this character loses 1 power for every other non-hidden friendly character. So it's like one of those cards that's very cheap to play, very powerful, but gets weaker, has a drawback because of it, basically, right? So, yeah. And then, of course, any deck is going to need some mission cards, right? They included 4 in this demo deck, but you would only pick 3 for when you build your deck yourself. But of course, you would have 4 mission cards in every game because you pick 2 from each player, right? So an example for a mission card, for example, would be this, right? This mission is called Assassination. All the missions are printed sideways. That's how you can tell them apart. This mission is worth 1 point, which means have we all paid attention? How many points do you get if you win this mission if it's the first mission in the game? This is relevant for the test. You get 2 points, correct? Because it's the D mission, which means you get the 1 printed on it plus the 1 because it's the D mission. And if it's the C mission, you get 3. If it's the B mission, you would get 4 total. And if it's the A mission, you would get 5. And this card says, score, defeat an enemy hidden character in play. So if you win this mission, you get a bonus effect of defeating a hidden character in play. So if this mission is in play, right, and your opponent has a hidden character, you might want to spend more like resources to win this mission over another one because you would get the bonus effect, right? You see where this is going. And then another example is I have to go. do have some nice little foiling on these missions I'm noticing right now. I think all the missions come in foil as well. I have to go, gives you 2 points as base value, and it says score, move a friendly hidden character in play. Move, I think, is also a very cool ability for this game, because if you've paid attention to the rules that we just read through, once you've played a character to a mission, you cannot just move them to another one without any card effects. Like, once you've committed a character to a mission, it stays there, right? It's gonna stay there to try and win that mission for you. And you cannot just decide, oh, hey, this mission is lost now. My opponent has more power than me. I'm just gonna move them somewhere else. That is something you need specific cards for, right? And this card lets you do that, for example, right? We have Find the Traitor, which says when you score, your opponent discards a card, which I think they get to choose which one. And then we have Chakra Training, which is different. This one does not have a score effect. It instead has a continuous effect, which gives both players +1 chakra at the start of the turn, right? So there's all kinds of bonus effects with the missions, but at the end of the day, you're trying to score points. You're trying to win the important missions based on your strategy, and you're trying to play cards that are effective at it. All right, so with that, I think we have a pretty good understanding of how the game is supposed to play out. Also, they gave me another demo deck that is centered around Zabuza. I love Zabuza. The whole Zabuza, Haku arc, I thought it was peak. So I will talk about some of my favorite characters in a bit. I have a couple of stories to tell for some of the cards that I'm hoping to pull. I do not know exactly all the kinds of cards that are in here. It's going to be a surprise for me as well. But I do have a couple of favorites that I'm looking to pull. And I'm also looking to basically, I'm just trying to discover some synergies with my, of course, very rudimentary understanding of how the game works. But I think this is going to be the fun part of this, is opening up cards and trying to figure out whether the cards are good or not. That's why I wanted to look at the rules of the game first, because I think that's going to make opening up the packs more fun, because then we can try to like guess which cards are cool, which cards are good, which cards do I want to put into a deck, and so on and so forth, right? That's why we did this first. So we are going to get to opening in just a second. However, one quick thing, I promise we're going to open a couple of packs in a second. In order to not just rip packs and now have no idea if what I'm pulling is good or not, there also is a collection guide for the Naruto Mythos TCG that you can also find if you use the command !Naruto if you're interested. If you end up picking up some packs and you want to know if what you pull is rare or not, then they also got a guide for this one. And we're going to take a quick look at that to understand what we are opening. All right. So the booster pack collection of Naruto Mythos trading card game Konoha Shido consists of 151 cards divided into different rarity categories and types that enrich both gameplay and collecting. The cards are divided as follows. You have 55 common cards and 48 uncommon cards, available in normal, full art, and holographic variants. Each booster pack contains 4 commons, 3 uncommons, and 1 holographic card that can be a common, an uncommon, or a rare alt art. You have 27 rares, holographic cards that are powerful and visually appealing, often combining to form a single illustration when placed side by side. Ooh! Often combining to form a single illustration when placed side by side. You'll find one in every pack. Ooh, we're going to look out for that. We're going to try to see if we get any matching ones that go together. Okay. Then we have the rare arts, which are also 27, because all of the rare cards also come as an alternate art, which is variants of the rare cards feature micro engravings. They share the same numbering as their corresponding rare cards, but with an A suffix after the fraction. For example, 104 out of 130 A. Each booster pack contains either 1 rare art or 1 common holo or uncommon holo. Okay. Secret, 10 plus 4. Numbered beyond the main collection, 131 to 140, you'll find one in every 10 packs. There are 4 ultra rare numbered secret variants limited to 75 individually numbered copies each. Okay, now we're talking the stuff that would be really exciting if we pull it. They do have serialized cards in this game. 4 of the secret rares also have serialized versions. I don't know which ones. I do not know which ones, but it's something we are going to be on the lookout for. If we find one of these, that'd be crazy. Because there's only 75 of those 4 each, right? Mission 10. Widescreen oriented cards with their own independent progressive numbering, 1 to 10. You'll find one in every pack. Okay, so every pack is going to have one of the 10 missions in the game. So the missions are going to be very easy to come by in the beginning, right? There's only 10 different ones, and you find one in every pack. So the basically needing 3 missions to build your deck is going to be very easy. And then legendary. Limited edition card numbered like a work of art. N out of 2000. For example, 1 out of 2000. You'll find one every 800 packs. We have pictures for this. All right, we have pictures for this. Card types. The collection includes common cards, uncommon cards, rare art cards, secret rare cards, mythos cards, and the golden Naruto, and the mission cards. The golden Naruto is it's made with actual gold, if I understood this correctly. And there's only 2,000 of them. And unironically, as sick as this would be, 1 out of 800 packs is incredibly rare. But it also doesn't feel like completely impossible, right? Like surely we could, if we get a little bit lucky, we could get the Naruto, the one with the, it looks crazy. I would lose my mind, dude. You guys are gonna call it scripted if we pull that. I'm not gonna lie, but I would still love it. Yeah. Okay. So you've got common, uncommons, rares, some alt arts, but just not. So we have an understanding of how the rarities work. Okay. Secret rares look cool in this game. The secret rares look really awesome, and we are basically guaranteed to get 2 secret rares because you get 1 every 10 packs. So that's awesome. That is also probably what I want to build my deck around. I haven't decided what deck I want to build. I just want to make it dependent on the kind of characters we pull. So we're going to see what happens exactly. We're just going to decide what the coolest cards we pull are and try to build a deck around it. But of course, the real chase cards in this set are the golden Naruto, as well as the 475 serialized secret rares. Oh yeah, okay. That is the basic understanding of how this product works, right? And so the plan is now to rip open some packs. Let's get closer in here. This is what a box looks like of the Konoha Shido trading card game. You get 24 packs per box, right? And it does say, find the 10 gold secret cards and the 4 limited edition secret variant cards. All right, let's go. Let me open this up. And then we'll see what we are going to build. And if we get really lucky, I suppose we could even pull one of the serialized or one of the gold cards. All right. It is sealed. Hold up. I don't have scissors. Are you a Naruto guy or Sasuke? I am a Naruto guy. There's other characters I like more, which I guess means a little bit of a story time of what kind of cards I want to pull. I like Shikamaru a lot, but I also feels like that's a very cold take. I feel like everyone loves Shikamaru. I've never met someone who doesn't. One character that I have that I like that I don't know if a lot of people like, and I have a very weird reason for it, is Kankuro, because when I was a kid, we used to play a game on the GameCube that was like a Naruto fighting game. I forget its name. I still have it. And I sometimes play it for nostalgia reasons. But I loved Kankuro in that game. Because he felt very skillful to play because you were controlling the puppet, which I thought was cool. I was never very good at it. It was very hard. But the controlling the puppet always felt really cool to me. So yeah, that's that. I also like Kakashi a lot, but everyone loves Kakashi, right? All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. Hey, we pulled the card from it's him from the tutorial. Shikamaru, 1 cost, 0 power. if you have the edge, draw a card. Ooh, that's another reason to have the edge, I guess. You get to play a really cheap card that draws you a card. All right. Here we go. Not fully focused, so you guys can't read. Let me focus that. Okay. Dosu, hated that guy. Look at a hidden character in play, and if it's ambush, you even get to defeat a hidden character in play. All right, some counterplay to some hidden characters, not bad. We have a Neji Hyuga. Main, remove up to 2 power tokens from an enemy character. All right, he removes buffs. That makes sense if you've seen the show. That ability makes a lot of sense if you've seen the show. That's cool. Pakun! Ooh, 1 cost, 1 power, but if you score, you move the character. That's an interesting ability. I wonder if that's a good card. Because what that means, because you score each mission at a time, right? If you put him in the leftmost mission and you win that mission, you can move him to the next mission and then he scores there for you too, right? So you basically, he moves during the scoring process and makes every, it buffs every mission, right? It's cool. All right. Pakun. Pakun is a staple? Really? Do you just say that because you like Pakun, or did you actually already look at the meta? All right, we have Anko Mitarashi. Defeat a hidden enemy character in play. Ambush. All right, that is a good punish for ambush, for hidden characters, I suppose. Ooh, we got Zabuza. And here we can already see this is a non-holo version of the holo version that is in the demo decks. So just so you get a side-by-side comparison of what, like a slight upgrade. This is the same card functionally, right? It's both Zabuza, Water, Prison Jutsu, but you do have the basic version as well as the little bit of a fancier holo version. All right. That is the same Anko. All right, you can pull the same uncommon twice in the same pack. Wait, no, it looks different. Slightly different artwork. Okay. It's the same card though, same effect, just alternate art. Okay. That is the mission for our first pack. That's find the trader. Oh, there's stuff here. Jiraiya. Jiraiya is our regular rare here. As you can see down at the left corner, it is a rare. Summoning Jutsu. 6 cost, main, play a summon character anywhere, paying 3 less, or an upgrade, move any enemy character from this mission. Ooh, okay. Sweet. And we have a holo version of an uncommon Kisame Hoshigaki. All right. Cool. I thought that was gold for a second. What throws me off a little bit, I'll put the missions aside, but since every pack has holos in it, so I also did get a little bit excited because I saw the golden on the mission, but it wasn't. But yeah. How many percentage gold? I mean, there is only 2,000 of them, so I would imagine we would have to get very lucky to pull it. All right, we have a Naruto. We pulled him. We pulled the guy. All right, let's focus in on that. Move this character from this mission. Ooh, it's an ambush effect, so you can basically put him down and then move him wherever you want. All right. Substitution jutsu makes sense. We have a Kabuto. Ooh, I like Azuma. I like Azuma. Move another Team 10 character from this mission. This is cool because I would assume that they can make different archetypes around like the themes in the show, right? Where you can build like a Team 7 deck or a Team 10 deck. I think that's awesome. All right. Tonton. Wait, this card costs 0. This card is free. 0 cost, 0 power. If there's a Tsunade or Shizune in this mission, this character has +1 power. That seems like a good card. Tonton is tier 1. You just say that because these cards are cute. You said the same thing about Pakun. Oh, we got Might Guy. Might Guy says, upgrade power up 3. This character doesn't lose power tokens. Oh, okay. You can put your buffs on it and it won't lose it. All right. Yashamaru. Sacrificial mission. I know what that's about. All right. Defeat this character. If you do, defeat another character in this mission. Oh, okay. I see. I see. That makes sense. We have another Shikamaru Shadow Possession Jutsu. Ambush. Move an enemy character played during the opponent's previous turn. Ooh, that's also very flavorful, right? Being able to move your opponent's cards with Shikamaru. That's cool. I thought it was gold again. Jesus. Okay, we have the mission Bring It Back. As well as another rare Kimimaru. Earth Curse Mark. At the end of the round, you must defeat this character if you have no cards in hand. Upgrade, discard a card to defeat a character in play with cost 5 or less. Ooh, that's powerful removal. That card is strong. 8 power? But you gotta have some cards in hand, otherwise you're gonna lose it. Okay. And we have a Jiraiya Uncommon Hollow. Alright. This is the same one we already pulled. Haku! I like Haku. Draw 1 card. If you do that, you must put 1 card from the hand on top of your deck. All right, a little bit of an extra mulligan. Kabuto. We have Iruka. Move a Naruto Uzumaki character in play. All right, sweet. Some synergies. Hinsuchi. The opponent draws a card. Oh, I see. It's a 1 cost 3 power, which is pretty strong, but it does give the opponent a card for it. Not sure if that's going to be worth it. Shizune, to go with the Tonton. 3 cost 2 power. Move an enemy character with power 3 or less in play. Upgrade, gain 2 chakra. Ooh, gain 2 chakra? I like that card. You have Ukon. You can play this character as an upgrade over any Sound Village character. Ah, okay. I see. Another Sakon. Copy an instant effect of another friendly Sound 4 character in play as an ambush effect. Ooh, that has some powerful implications if there's good cards to copy. Another mission. This is the Shunin exam again. Once again, the missions we're going to have multiple of because there's only 10 different ones. And we have a rare Itachi Amaterasu. That looks good. That is a good looking card. Every enemy character in this mission has -1 power. Upgrade, move a friendly character in play. Good looking card. Ooh, wait, that's a... Ah, that is the first textured card. Can you guys see that? You guys see the texture on the foiling? Yeah. With the 9-tailed fox, you better be grateful to me. That is a rare, and I think that is an alternate art of the rare. I'm not sure how many of those you pull per box, but we're going to see that later, I guess. I'm going to put that aside. Ooh, I didn't like him. I didn't like Baki. Score, draw a card is cool though. Draws cards, I love him. Seems pretty weak though, right? Because it's a 3 cost for only 2 power. It draws a card when you score, but it also is going to be less likely that you score because you spent 3 chakra for a 2 power card, right? All right, we have Hayate Gecko. He's cool. If this character would be defeated, hide it instead. Oh, you can't get rid of him. I guess that's cool, but at the same time, it also means you're going to have to pay 3 every time to replay it, essentially, once it's hidden. Which means that your opponent is just not going to defeat it, I suppose. Or, yeah. Might Guy. Other Team Guy characters in this mission have +1 power. That's funny. That's a funny artwork too. Oh, I haven't paid attention to the rare cards making an image. We're gonna have to check that out later. Alright, there's your Might Guy. There's your Jirobo. He's got power up X. X is the number of missions where you have at least one friendly Sound 4 character. Ooh, that could potentially be really powerful in the later rounds. Imagine it's round 4. There's already 4 missions in play. You play a Sound 4 deck and you have them in all missions. That's a 2-cost 6 power in the last round. Pretty good. Maybe. We have seen this Jiraiya before. We have Tayuya. Ambush, power up to a friendly sound character. We're pulling a lot of Sound Village so far. I wonder if that's a powerful archetype in the first set. We have transformed Jirobo, the Earth-style barrier, Earth Dome Prison. Like I said, lots of Sound Village. Another thingy, and there he is, my man's Hankuro, secret black move, Iron Maiden. Let's go. Upgrade, move any character in play. Main, defeat an enemy character with power 3 or less in this mission. Ooh, it's a cool removal card. Nice. I want to have him in my deck. Ooh, we have Tsunade's slug, Tatsuyu. If there's a friendly Tsunade in play, power up 2. At the end of the round, you must return this character to your hand. Oh, I see. I was wondering, 3 cost for 5 seems pretty strong, but it does return to your hand at the end of the turn. Okay. I'll put that Conqueror somewhere because I want to build a deck around it. Maybe, depending on what else we pull. Okay, this one could go well with our Conqueror because it's Gara, Sand Shield. If this character would be moved or defeated by enemy effects, instead hide it. That's also very flavorful. You can play this character while hidden, paying 2 less. I think... Wait, you can play this character while hidden, paying 2 less? This means it's a 2 cost for 3 power, right? Because you just hide it for 1 and then play it for 1. Okay, I guess it's slower because it's a 2-step process, but that seems decent. And also, if your opponent tries to remove it, you just hide it. That's decent. I'm noticing this for the first time right now. A lot of these cards have great flavor if you've seen the show, right? Like you have like Gara, who protects itself when the opponent is trying to remove it from the field. You have the other, like a lot of it is about like Kankuro is moving other stuff around because he controls the puppet. Itachi Orochimaru is taking control of other characters, stuff like that. You know, it's flavorful. I like that. We have Anko here. Neji again removes the power. Oh, also this one, removing power from the enemies, is cool flavor. We have Tenten. You can play this character only in a mission where you are currently winning. Okay, it's the win more card. It's a 1 cost 2 power, and you can only play it when you are ahead. All right. Sakura, chakra prowess, main chakra +1. Ooh, permanently. Upgrade, draw a card. If you do so, you must discard a card. That seems like a good card to me. It costs you 3, but if you play it in like the early turns, it's going to give you extra chakra every future round. That seems decent. That seems decent. Rage Ogres. Ooh, those are the ones that Tayuya summons. Okay, I'm noticing that this trait down here, the keyword for all the stuff that gets summoned by jutsus, if you would focus, thank you. They have the type summon. Like the slug from Tsunade also had summon. I assume that that's something that like matters for some card effects. If you have a Sound 4 character in this mission, steal a chakra from the opponent. Oh. Dude, these Sound Village cards, there's a couple of really powerful ones there. I don't necessarily want to build a Sound Village deck because not the biggest Sound Village fan. I'd rather build a Kankuro deck. But there's a lot of Sound Village cards in this one. Speaking of, we have a Kabuto, which is our uncommon with a little bit of a fancy background. Power up 1. All right. We have the mission Rescue a Friend. And we have Kakashi as our rare. Main, discard the top card of an upgraded enemy character. Upgrade effect, copy any non-upgrade instant effect. Oh, that is also so flavorful. Of course he copies. Of course he copies. That's awesome. All right. I love him. Expansion Jutsu. 2 cost, 1 power, but has power up 3. Nice. I'm having fun opening these because it just makes me remember all the stuff from the show, and a lot of their effects like they make sense if you've seen the show. I think that's fun. I think that's fun. All right, we have Zaku from the Sound Village, which gives your opponent chakra. Rock Lee! Ambush power up 1. All right, you can either play a 2 cost 3 power, or you can play a 3 cost 4 power, I guess, if you want to. That's cool. Hinata. Remove up to 2 power tokens from an enemy character in play. That is the same effect of Neji, I think. Which, I mean, makes sense, I guess. They both have the Byakugan. We've pulled Anko before. Here's our first Sasuke. Look at the opponent's hand as an ambush effect. Upgrade ambush effect. In addition, discard a card. If you do so, choose an opponent's card and discard it. Upgrade ambush. Wait, how do you upgrade ambush? Does that mean you have a face-up Sasuke? And then you play this one face down and then upgrade it? I'm not sure how that works. Guess you'd have to find out. We have Rashomon. We have another Zabuza. This card looks awesome. I like this card. I like Zabuza though, so it's not really a surprise that I like it. Set a trap. We have Shikamaru as our rare. Dude, we're on a roll. We pulled Kankuro. We pulled Kakashi, and now Shikamaru. All the ones I wanted. All right, this is 6 cost, 5 power. Shadow Strangle Jutsu. The opponent cannot play characters while hidden in this mission. Ooh, they can't reveal their face downs. That's a big punish. And if you upgrade it, you hide an enemy character with power 3 or less. Oh! So you hide a character, which is basically a form of removal, because you flip it face down and they can't flip it back up. Okay. Oh. That's our first secret rare. And it's a good looking one. Look, I don't know which ones they have, but I'm happy with this one. That looks awesome. Not gold. No, this is not. No, this is not the golden Naruto. No, 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 no. This is a secret rare. This is a secret rare. I am gonna sleeve it. Yes, I have some sleeves. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, this game uses the standard size for the sleeves. So the slightly bigger ones of the two that are possible. Wow, that is a good looking card. All right, what does it do? It makes me want to build a deck around it. I mean, maybe I hope it goes with the Kankuro that we just pulled. Main. Defeat an enemy character with cost less than the number of friendly hidden characters in play. Upgrade main effect. In addition, hide one other enemy character with same name and cost less than the defeated character. Oh, so I mean, it makes a lot of sense that Sand Boreal Gara has removal effects, right? So that's cool. I'm gonna put that somewhere. Ooh. Now we are expected to get 2 secret rares in a box, I think. Which is cool. So that is our first one. All right, I'm going to start going through the commons and uncommons a little bit faster. Because I think it's likely we've seen a bunch of them already, even though not this one, Shino, we haven't seen yet. I thought he was cool when I was a kid. I thought he had aura, but I still didn't like him because of all the insects. Well, he was kind of cool. Asuma again. Gamakiji. Nice. Another Kakashi Sharingan. Copy a non-upgrade instant effect of an enemy character with a cost 4 or less in play. Upgrade instead, there's no cost limit. Ooh, a cool card. Cool card. Dosu Raza, the 4th Kazekage. We have Chakra Training again. We have Tamari. Maybe that goes well with our Gara and Kankuro as well. Main, move any friendly character in play. Upgrade, move any character in play. Ooh, all about moving. I guess with the wind, maybe, is why they did that. And we have a 10-10. This is a hollow version of the regular one that we've pulled earlier, right? We have pulled this 10-10. Just once again, let me showcase the difference real quick. So this is a common card. This is the full art version of the common card, and this is the full art hollow version of the common card, right? So you've got multiple versions of each of the cards, which is cool. So you can basically customize your deck as much as you want. All right. Imimaru. Iba. We have the non-holo version of that Shoei. Non-holo version of the Katsuyu. This is a different Shoei. Good. Focus! Thank you. Zaku. Tamari. Again, a different one. Move another friendly Sand Village character, or move this character if you upgrade. We have Call for Support. We have an Ino rare. They are, in general, I think they are pretty cards. And we have Kidomaru, another Sound Village card. I feel like this box really wants me to build a Sound Village deck, but I'm not going to. I'll build, if anything, I'll build a Sand Village deck with what we've pulled. I mean, we've pulled, our secret rare was from Sand Village. So. Another Kakashi. Other Team 7 characters have +1 power. Naruto. Oh, wait, that's a... Oh, he's got no effect. That's why he's got extended art. I was like, why does his artwork go across the thing? It's because he's a vanilla. That's cool. Yashimaru. There's the Itachi that was in the demo deck. Uriah. Manda, summon again. The Kakashi again. Rescue a friend. A rare Kimimaru. And a uncommon foil Kabuto. We have the substitute Naruto again. Pakun again. Isame. I think that's the first Tsunade we've pulled. I think. Another Kisame. A full art version of that Sakura that we pulled earlier already. Cool. Set a trap. We have a rare Chili Pepper Pill. Discard a card from your hand. Power up X, where X is the cost of the discarded card. Repeat the main effect. Ooh, that can get very powerful. But keep in mind, power up is only temporary. You lose the power ups at the end of the turn. So use wisely, I guess. Ooh, okay. That is our second secret rare. And it is a Sakura card. The Leaf Medical Corpse. Main, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Play one character anywhere and discard the other cards. Wait, what? Upgrade main effect. Instead, play the card paying 4 less. Wait, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck and you get to play any of them for free? Nah, that's gotta be crazy. You still pay? Oh, it's not for free. Okay. It would have to specify you'd have to... Okay. That makes it less crazy. That's why the Oh, I see. Okay, that's why the upgrade effect is on here. Because if you upgrade it, it'll cost you a lot less. Right? Because if you upgrade it, it's free, right? Because it says pay 4 less, which would technically make it cost 1. But since you already only have to pay the difference, usually it's not going to cost you the full 5, right? How do I upgrade? I didn't listen. You would upgrade. Let me sleeve it. I'll show you. Upgrade is basically you would need another Sakura in play already. This one, for example. You need a cheaper version of Sakura in play already. Then you can pay the difference and put it on top, right? The only question that I have is this Sakura costs 3, right? This one costs 5. So the difference is 2. I would have to pay 2 to upgrade this. But this says if I upgrade it, I pay 4 less. Does that mean it's 0 or 1? To my understanding, if you upgrade, this card is free. Oh, nah, I'm stupid. Yes. You pay 4 less for the card that you reveal. Now I got it. All right, thank you. Yes, reading. Okay. You still pay the upgrade cost for the Sakura. You pay less for the card that you reveal with. Okay. All right, gamers. Which of the 2 secret rares is cooler? Which one you think is cooler? They look very good. The secrets look very good. I like the background on the Gara more. The Gara has more going on there, I think. But they do look sick. I like that. I like the gold things that are going on there. Okay. Izune, Isame, Jirobo, another Kankuro for our Sand Village deck. All right. Chakra Threads. Come on, focus on the effect. If there's at least one non-hidden enemy character in this mission, you gain a chakra. That's permanent. That's not just on summon or on play. Cool. More Kabuto. More Itachi. This is the one that discards from the opponent's hand. That seems powerful to me. Shizune. Chakra Training. Rare Jiraiya. As well as a Zaku Uncommon Foil. Okay. Shizune rules. In general, I'm noticing the theme of the first set. It seems to be a lot of characters, mainly from the classic Naruto, like the first, how many is it? Like 200 something episodes? A lot of the characters, I think, are from that. I would assume that they're saving some other characters for future sets. We have Tamari. Iruka. The artwork of the Sakura might be from Shippuden, yes, but it's still a character that's from the early stages, right? I haven't seen a character that I think is not from the classic, right? I think if you've spotted one, then let me know. Ooh, that's a cool looking Haku card. Kabuto. Call for support. And Sakon. Okay, we have our second textured alt art rare, and that is a Rock Lee. I will make you proud, Sensei. Dude, I always thought he was so goofy, but it was always impossible not to like him, I feel like. But yeah, that is texture. You can feel it too. I don't know if you I don't know how well it comes across in the camera, but you feel the background on these cards. Second copy of that Shikamaru again. Keep in mind, a playset is technically 2 copies, right? So you don't need that many of each of these cards, right? Like if you like any card, all you need is 2 copies to play it at full capacity. Ooh, this Sabuza is a 3 cost, 5 power, no effect. Wonder if that's good. We have a Sasuke again. Giant Spider. Iba. Assassination. Kiba as a rare here, which is 6 cost, 6 power. That's pretty big. Hide a friendly Akamaru character. If you do, hide another character in this mission. Upgrade, main instead, defeat both of them. Oh, you gotta defeat your own Akamaru? I guess that makes sense. But it is sad. I don't want to do that. Oh, there's Akamaru! Man Beast clone. Okay, well, that's cool. We pulled Kiba and Akamaru in the same pack. That makes sense. 2 cost, 3 power. At the end of the round, you may return this card to your hand. Power up to a friendly Kiba. Ah, okay. So you power up Kiba, which is a temporary buff, and then this goes back to your hand, and then you can do it again. Okay. Save the rares in a pile to make a picture. I will do that later. We'll look at the artworks closer. Yes. I've put them in one pile now, but we'll figure out which ones the rares are. They're all hollow. It's not going to take long to find them. All right, this one's new. Ninja Hound Corpse. Anko. A different Sakura, which says if there's another Team 7 in this mission, draw a card. I like that. Also, this is something that you also have to keep in mind. If there's like cheap versions of these cards, right? They have additional implications because they let you upgrade into like the really powerful ones, right? So like even if this card isn't the greatest card in the world, you could still end up playing it because you want to upgrade into this one, right? So that has additional benefits going on. Upgrading feels meta. I mean, this upgrade effect on this Sakura feels very strong, I would say. Another 10-10. Raza again. I have to go. And we have the second rare Ino, I think. That makes a playset for this one, I guess. And we have Alt Art Hinata. That looks cool. It is a different effect than the one we pulled previously. What if you deck out if that's possible? I would assume that decking out is not possible because you only play 4 rounds and you start with 5 cards in hand and you draw 2 cards per round. So you would have to draw like 20 additional cards, which maybe it's possible at some point, but maybe it doesn't say anything about it in the rule book. So I would assume it's probably not possible. Even if it is possible, maybe it's just not a thing. Like maybe you just like don't draw any more cards. If you've managed to draw your entire deck, then congratulations. Right? Alright. Gamabunta. Chief Toad. Ino. Zarutobi. We have Gara Sandshield again. Another Rock Lee. Primary Lotus. Baki. The Sasuke again as a full art. Protect the Leader. Wait, that's new. We haven't pulled that one yet. Characters with 4 or more power in this mission have +1 power. It is a great example of a card, of a mission that you would choose if it makes sense in your deck, right? Like if your deck has a lot of 4 power characters, you would choose this mission and it would benefit you over your opponent if they don't have a deck that's built around it, right? We have a rare Shino. And we have a alt art or hollow Kiwimaru. We have Genma, like Genma. Ino. The Sakura again that draws you a card. Ninja Hound Corpse again. Ino. Rashomon. Tsunade that we've pulled earlier already, but with a slightly different artwork, I believe. Then we have Find the Trader. One Tail. Oh, that was a sick fight too. One Tail. I hope you're ready to die. 7 cost, 10 power. Cannot be hidden or defeated by enemy effects. Oh god. Upgrade. Choose a mission and defeat all hidden enemy characters assigned to it. Uh-oh. Wait, but upgrade implies that you need another One Tail, right? We haven't pulled another One Tail yet. Yeah, it's a Towers. And we have another textured Sakon. All right. Don't you mess with me. That is once again a textured alt art rare. Cool. We've pulled 3 of those already. We've pulled a 9-tailed fox, a Rock Lee, and a Sakon. I wonder how many of those you get per box. Oh, not Ibisu, dude. Here's the Sasuke. Two cost for power. Jiraiya, Toad Sage. Wait, it's me, the Toad Sage. It says play a summon character anywhere, paying 1 less. Okay. Gamabunta, another Shikamaru. Focus is not perfect. Ayuya again. 10-10. Bring it back. Rare Tamari. This is the second one of those. We need those for our Sand Village deck. Nice. And Yashamaru. This could go well in the deck as well, because it says this character has +2 power if there's a friendly Gara in this mission, which would make it a 1 cost, 3 power, which seems not bad. Right, 10-10. Naruto. Sarutobi. Ooh, another Gara. That one looks sick. It's just a common though, but that looks nice. For a common? Power up X, where X is the number of friendly hidden characters in this mission. Iba. Sakon. Neji. I have to go. There's a One Tail again. Second time we pulled that one. And we have Ninja Hound Corpse as a holo. Okay. Uranai Yuhi. Tsunade. Jiraiya. Another Kankuro. I believe we've pulled that one already. Chakra Threads, yeah. Hirobo. Ino Aburame. Protect the Leader. That is the 3rd Tamari. Can't play all 3 of those. We need to only play 2. Ooh! Nah, dude, it's streamer luck. I'm sure it's streamer luck. This is the 4th textured rare, and we get Kankuro. We'll have a puppet show. Upgrade. Move any character in play. Main. Defeat an enemy character with power 3 or less in this mission. Which is... Wait. That is the same effect. Okay. I see. Okay. So this, I was confused for a second. And I guess this is good that we pulled this to showcase this. So the the bottom Kankuro we just pulled says Kankuro will have a puppet show. This one says Kankuro's secret black move Iron Maiden. But I was confused because they have the same effect. And you can see down here, they are both number 119. So they are considered, when you build a deck, they are considered the same card. But they have a different catchphrase or a different like name. So this is number 119A, but it is the same card functionally. Right? It's the same card functionally. So we do have a playset of this now. It's just one looks different. Okay. Ooh! Akamaru. Ninja Hound. If there isn't a Kiba in this mission at the end of the round, you must return this character to your hand. Alright, cool. It seems fun to build like a deck around some of these synergies between the characters from the show, because they're like a lot of them are meant to work together. This is also why I'm happy that like I've actually seen the show right now, and I'm not just doing this, you know, because I actually have seen this. All right, Fury of the Rasengan for Naruto here. Hide an enemy character with power 3 or less in this mission. Hiding is an interesting mechanic for this because it's basically removal, because a hidden character is considered like not part of the, like it doesn't contribute to the mission and the effects are not there. But technically it's not gone forever, right? All it does is it forces your opponent to pay the cost again, right? So it's more like a tempo swing rather than actual card advantage, right? But that's interesting still, right? And then we have the holo version of that Tsunade. So far, I think there's a couple of different themes that you could build a deck around, right? I've seen a lot of Team 7 cards, speaking of. I've seen a lot of Sound Village. I've seen a lot of Sand Village. But there's also, like, there's Haku and Zabuza stuff. If you have the edge, this character has +2 power. And there's also a bunch of... ooh, this card is cool. We have... it's in a demo deck already, but it looks cool. Iba. Imimaru. Manda. Find the Trader. We have a rare Neji. I was never a fan of Neji. He was cool. He was also really cool in that GameCube game that I mentioned earlier. But in the show, I never liked him because he was mean. He was mean. And we have a foil version of Sasuke. He changed. He did change. Ninja Hound Corpse. This Gara looks badass. Ayuya, Bearer of the Curse Mark. The 10-10 again. Team Guy. Asuma from Team 10. The Hand Rip Itachi again. Oh no. Bring it back. Rare Tsunade. That's new. Spend any amount of additional chakra. Power up X, where X is the amount of additional chakra. Upgrade, power up X. Oh, so you get double the boost if you upgrade. Okay. And then we have the 2-cost Neji. We have 2 more packs left to pull a gold card, guys. 2 cards, 2 packs left. I didn't think it was going to happen. But it would have been really cool. I mean, technically, there's a very small chance. Gamabunta, Idomaru, Orochimaru, Ayuya, Tsunade, Sakon, another Tayuya. Protect the leader. Oh, okay. Well, I guess now we don't need the alt art anymore. We have a sick... Dude, I asked for Kankuros and I got Kankuros. There we go. And... oh, okay, yeah, sure. Tamari. Nice. Sand Village represent. Here's Gamatatsu, Dozo Kinuta, Jirobo, Kidomaru, another version of Kidomaru, Rashomon. I have to go. We have Itachi Amaterasu again. That is, in my opinion, this is the coolest looking rare we've pulled. We pulled it earlier already. And Akimimaru is our final card. Okay. Well, dude, that was fun to open, unironically. I thought that was fun. Okay, so what we have is 4 total of these, of the alt art, rares. 4 of these, right? You get 2 secret rares. So it's 1 in 10 secret rares per on average, right? 1 in 10 packs is a secret rare. So I would assume if you get lucky, you can pull 3 in a box. Because the minimum is 2, right? Because you get 24 packs in a box. So yeah. If we got lucky, we could have pulled a 3rd one, I suppose. And then of course you have 24 rares. Let me get the rares real quick, because I want to see what they mean by, like, you can put them next to each other. I can already kind of tell. I think these 2 might go next to each other. Hold up. This? Maybe the Gara is supposed to be in the middle, because... Ah, yeah. It is, because this is 119. This is 121. I think we're missing 120. Did we pull the Gara? Let me check real quick. Let me check for the rares. Okay, this is a rare. I want to build a picture with the rares because they said you can. Rare Tsunade. Neji is a rare. Naruto is a rare. One Tail, I know we pulled 2 of that. There it is, the other one. Yeah, I hope we pulled... we pulled some Garas, but I'm not sure if we pulled the rare Gara. That goes in the middle. Here's Ino. Kiba. Shouldn't Kiba and Ino also go together? Wait, no, they're not in the same team. Team 8 and Team 10. I was tripping. This is the... Yeah, Kiba would go with... what is it? Hinata and... What's the 3rd? Who's the 3rd? Shino, yeah. The insect guy. It'd be Shikamaru, Ino, and Shui. Yeah. Maybe we pulled those 3. Yeah, we did pull those 3 rares. Okay, I wonder how those are going to look together. Here's Kakashi. Here's Itachi again. Imimaru. Jiraiya. Okay, those are our rares. Should be 24 exactly. We did not get a Gara rare. We got the Gara secret rare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 24 indeed. Okay. 2 Itachis. So we have Shikamaru, 111. Ino, 110. 112. Oh yeah, they do go together. They didn't lie. See the backgrounds? The backgrounds match. Yeah. Sweet. That's a small little bonus. I like that. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Now, since we've already looked at how to play the game earlier, if you missed that, I would recommend rewatching it later if you are interested in how exactly to play the game, because we went over basically the entire rule book. Let's look at some of the synergies that we've pulled maybe, and maybe like build a deck around it. So I'm assuming Of course, we didn't pull all of the secret rares in the set. There's, of course, more to collect. I think there's 10 different ones, and you would need 2 of each. There's 2 things in particular that I thought looked really cool. The one thing was this Itachi combination with Sasuke out of the demo deck that I showed you earlier. And I'm happy we also pulled 2 of the rare Itachi, so I think that goes well together because this also has an upgrade effect. So I would want to put those into my deck. These 6 cards, right? Because this is the Itachi that you can play for free when you have a Sasuke in play, right? So this one is going to be a free 3-power character that you can upgrade into this one, which then lets you look at your opponent's hand and take a card away. And then you can upgrade that one into the 6-cost Itachi for just 1, which says move a friendly character in play, which I think is neat. So this would be 6 cards I would want to play. And then, of course, we need Sasuke's with that, which I did get 2 Sasuke's in the demo deck as well, which is the 2-cost Sasuke. Did I get any other Sasuke's? Let me see. I probably did. There's a Sasuke here. Because we do need Sasuke's. Also, we need Sakura's. I think what I'm doing... Oh, dude, I'm cooking. I think we can do a little bit of everything. Is the cool thing. Hold up. Because we have plenty of space in the deck. We have 30 cards. And we don't have that many of each of them that we want to play. I think we can do a little bit of a mix. We can do a little Sasuke Itachi package. Which means we have synergy with Sakura. Because Sasuke has Team 7, and this thing draws a card if you have a Team 7, which means we can also play our secret rare Sakura, and then we'll also, just because I want to, we'll throw in a little Sand Village package because I want to play the Conquerors I pulled. Sound like a plan? Sound like a plan. Okay. So I'm going to sort out the cards we need for this. Team 7... I do love drawing cards. Okay, here's another Sasuke. Here is Sand Village. I'll read those again in a second, see if they make sense. Sand Village. Yeah. Here's the Sakura that draws cards. That's very important. We need those. This is the same Sasuke, but it's the same version. So let's do that one. This is Sand Village. This Itachi. Ooh, okay. This is the same one as this one, but less fancy. I'm gonna play the fancier one, of course. Kankuro. Sakura. Naruto. Kakashi does make some sense. It's a Team 7 character. More Sand Village. More Sand Village. There's a third of that Sasuke, but we can't use it because you only can play 2, so we don't need that one for now. Sand Village. Team 7. Sand Village. Sand Village. And lots of Sand Village. Naruto. Sand Village. Okay. Good. So, what I'm thinking is the following. All right, hear me out. Let me cook. We're going to play the 2 Sasukes that we got. That way we can play the Itachi for free more consistently. That seems to make sense. So we have 6 Itachis, only 2 different Sasukes. I would assume that there is a rare Sasuke, but we just didn't pull it. So we can't play a rare Sasuke. I would assume there's another one, right? But that is going to be 10 cards in the deck already. All right, so that is our Itachi Sasuke package. Then, because we already have some Team 7 cards in here, I would like to play this Sakura, also because we pulled a secret rare Sakura, right? We're going to play this Sakura and this Sakura so we can consistently upgrade into this Sakura if we draw it, which is 5 cards. This card needs other Team 7s in play, so I would like to play some other Team 7s to facilitate that synergy. We have the following options. There's a Kakashi here. The Kakashi sounded really fun to me because they copy opponents' cards. So we have Kakashi. Didn't we pull multiple of this Kakashi? Am I tripping? I feel like I have that one. I feel like I pulled a playset of this, which is 2. Feels weird to refer to a playset as 2 cards, but it is how it works in this game. I swear I pulled him twice. I must have looked over it a second ago. Yashamaru. There's another Naruto. Here's another Kakashi. Yeah, I definitely looked over some of them. I was not thorough with my investigation. There he is. I knew it. It's a shame we won't be putting Zabuza in this deck, but I'm sure you can build another Zabuza deck with Haku. I'm sure they also have some synergies going on. But our secret rares kind of decided where we are taking this, right? Because we pulled Gaara and Sakura, so we're doing this. All right, good. Does Itachi have synergy with Kisame? This Kisame does say ambush, remove up to 2 power tokens from an enemy character and put them on this character. No, this one not. But there might be more cards we just haven't pulled. Maybe in the future they're gonna make more Akatsuki synergies, potentially. Anyways, so for Team 7, we have... I don't know if this is good or not, but we could be playing just a 2-cost, 3-power Naruto to upgrade into this Naruto, which is good. And then we just have a little bit more Team 7 in here. The substitution ninja doesn't seem that great to me. I mean, it's fine. This Kakashi I want to play because it seems fun. So the only issue I have with this one is it says main, copy a non-upgrade effect of an enemy character with cost 4 or less, and the upgrade effect says there's no cost limit. The problem is I cannot upgrade this Kakashi because I don't have a cheaper Kakashi. I didn't pull one. Maybe there is another one, but I cannot upgrade this one because I don't have a cheaper version of Kakashi. But I still think it seems like a solid card. 4 cost, copy another play effect seems nice. And then we can also upgrade into our rare Kakashi, which says discard the top card of an enemy, of an upgraded enemy character, which seems nice. And it also copies non-upgrade instant effects from the discarded character if you upgrade it. So that seems good. So this is 10, 15, 21. 21 cards, which means we can play 9 Sand Village characters. 9 Sand Village characters. Let me see. Okay, we have Tamari. Oh wait, no, there is a cheaper Kakashi. I lied. I have it. Other Team 7s in this mission have +1 power. Yeah, no, that's a definitely included. We definitely include that. Okay. 22 cards, so 8 Sand Villages. And we definitely do the Gaara, right? Yeah, upgrade. And that means we need other Gaaras. Yeah. Yeah. Hold up. Okay, so the options for Gaaras are, we have this 2-cost Gaara, which has a lot of aura, which says power up. It's just a cheap card to play to upgrade into the bigger Gaara. But there's also the 3-cost Gaara, that says Sand Shield. If this character would be moved or defeated, instead hide it, and you can play it while hidden, paying 2 less. That seems awesome. I like that card. Go and play that. Maybe play both. But now it's getting tight. Oh, it's getting tight. I don't know if we can fit 3 synergies in one deck. Because I also want to play my Conquerors. I like the one that produces Chakra. I think we're gonna have to cut Tamari. I think if we want to play, if I want to play Conqueror and Gara, then I can't play Tamari. Can I do that? Is that allowed? Can I play a Team Baki, a Sand Village Splash without Tamari? What does Baki do? Okay, so the Baki that I pulled just says draw a card when you score. And this one says defeat a hidden character in play when you score. Which is fine, but has no synergies with the other cards in the Sand Village deck, so I don't think I need it for now. Right? So this is 31 cards now. This is 31 cards now, right? So we have to take out one card. What do you guys think is the worst card here? One of the Conquerors, maybe? Love Conqueror, though. Maybe the 6-cost Itachi? You can play 31? You know what? You're right. We can play 31. Why bother? For now, for the first deck, we can make it 31. Hey, we can play a Tamari to make it for 32. Why not? Which one's the coolest Tamari? Move a friendly character, move any character. If you have the edge, this card has 2 power, plus 2 power. They don't seem that exciting. No, I'll not play it Tamari. I thought it has to be exactly. No, it has to be at least 30. Not exactly. Not exactly. Hold up. Let me sleeve some of these cards first. And then of course, I don't have an opponent to play with, but I'll at least like shuffle up and show you how a game would go if you were to play one. Because we also have to pick missions for this deck. Is there a maximum? It didn't say anything about a maximum in the thing. I wonder if there's actually just no maximum. It's possible. I think now looking at this, I think I've cooked. I think my deck is broken. Okay, so what I've done, is I've put my favorite characters into a deck and also the 2 secret rares that I pulled because they look really cool and I think they're powerful. So, we are playing, I guess, Itachi Team 7 Sand Village Turbo. Our main strategies involve this Itachi, which says if there's a Sasuke in this mission, you can play it while hidden for 3 less, which means it's free when it's hidden. You pay 1 to play it hidden, and then you flip it up for free if you have a Sasuke. Then we upgraded into this Itachi, which is going to cost us 2 chakra, because this is a base cost of 3. This is 5, and it has an upgrade effect. It looks at your opponent's hand, and then if you upgrade into it, you can discard a card from their hand, which is going to mean we can take a look at their hand and take any card away from it, which sounds very strong to me. And then we have the option to upgrade that one because it has no further effects on the field after we've played it. We can upgrade it for free, for 1, into the 6-cost Itachi, which says every enemy character in this mission has -1 power. And if you upgrade it, you can move a friendly character around. This seems like a very powerful sequence to me. You play this one for free, upgrade for 2, look at hand, discard a card, upgrade for this for the powerful continuous effect, right? That seems very good to me. I like that, right? So obviously we have to play some Sasuke's. These are all the ones I pulled. I have a 2-cost Sasuke and a 3-cost Sasuke. Holy glare. Hold up. These two, right? We play those. And because we have Sasuke's in the deck, we have some Team 7 synergies. So I put in Sakura. Because we also pulled a secret rare Sakura. Which looks awesome. You know, sick looking card. So this card says, if there's another Team 7 in this mission, you draw a card. Look, it's a Josh stream. Of course, we're drawing cards. And we're upgrading into the big Sakura later. As well as we have the other 3-cost Sakura, which says, continuously provides you with extra chakra, which I really like. I think that is cool. And also, if you upgrade into it, you draw a card and discard a card, which is neat. Small Naruto package. We have a 2-cost, 3-power Naruto with no effect to upgrade into our 5-cost, 5-power Naruto, which is removal on opponent's characters, which is nice. And also, that's just more Team 7 to make sure the Sakura can draw cards. And then we have a Kakashi package as well, which copies opponent's effects, which is cool. And we also have multiple ones that can upgrade into each other, which is awesome. That's that. This is probably the most synergistic part of the deck. But then I also put in some Sand Ninjas because Kankuro is one of my favorite characters. And I pulled a secret rare Gaara. So I wanted to play some Sand Village cards in here. I put in 4 Gaaras plus the 1 up here to upgrade into it. Gaara in classic Gaara fashion. The secret rare is the Sand Boreal Gaara. And it makes a lot of sense because it has powerful removal effects, especially if you upgrade into it. So, yeah. And then we have 2 Kankuros because he's my favorite character. Can you also play the 9-tailed fox? He upgrades on Naruto. Wait, he does? We pulled one. Hold up. Oh. We did. You're right. I didn't read it. I just looked at the artwork. My bad. If you focus, then we can all read it together. You can play this character as an upgrade over Naruto Uzumaki. Cannot be hidden or defeated by enemy effects. I mean, yeah, okay, dude. Why not? We'll make it 32. We'll make it 32 cards. Why not? There it is. It's our big boss monster at the end. There we go. The 9-tailed fox has made its way into it. All right. The only thing that would be left now before you can play with this is you would have to pick 3 missions, right? Let me sort these real quick because there's only 10 different ones. And I would assume that we've pulled all of them a couple of times. I guess you'd have to get very unlucky to not have a certain mission. Here's Assassination, Sakura, Training, Set a Trap, Rescue a Friend. Yeah, we have all 10. We have all 10. All right, I don't have to sort the rest, but we have 10 different missions to choose from. All right. I don't know which one is going to make sense. Let's just read them one by one and decide which one makes sense. All right, we have Call for Support. If you score, you get to power up to a character in play. Okay. We have Assassination. Score. Focus. Defeat an enemy hidden character in play. Okay. I have to go. Score, move a friendly hidden character in play. You can only play one of each mission. Yes. You need 3 different missions. Bring it back. You must return 1 friendly non-hidden character in this mission to your hand if able. Oh, it gives a lot of points, but then you have to return a card, which is a tempo loss. Okay, interesting one. I suppose this is something you would play in a deck with a lot of like good on-play effects and cheap cards. That you just play, win this mission, return back to your hand, and replay them next turn. which is a really cool strategy. I dig it, but I don't think that's what our deck wants to do. But that's cool. We have Protect the Leader. Characters with four or more power in this mission have an extra power. How do we have a lot of 4 powers? This one has 4 power. This one has 4 power. This one is 5, 5, 4, 5, 4. We have a lot of 4 power characters. Yeah. Yeah, we can play that one. That seems nice. We will play Protect the Leader. Then we have Find the Traitor. Score. Opponent discards a card from hand. Okay. I don't mind this. This goes well with our Itachi. If we win this mission, we force them to discard their hand. Like that. Shunin Exam. All non-hidden characters in this mission have +1 power. Okay. Chakra Training. +1 chakra for both players. I think our curve, our costs are relatively medium. We don't have many super expensive cards. So I don't think we need to play like a ramp card like this to get extra chakra. I think that would benefit maybe our opponents more than us. We'll see. Rescue a friend. Score, draw a card. Okay. And then set a trap. Score. Play a card from your hand as a hidden character to any mission. I like that. That seems fun. I like the hidden aspect. Okay, I've decided on my 3 missions. Okay. Now, we've looked at the rules earlier, but just to make it clear, let me show you how a game would at least start. Of course, I can't play it out without an opponent, but we can look at how the game would functionally work, right? So, you go to your game with a deck of at least 30 cards and your 3 mission cards. Your opponent is also going to have a deck and is also going to have 3 mission cards. Let's just say they play these 3, all right? You shuffle your deck. That playmate is sick. It is sick, yeah. So you shuffle your deck, shuffle, and then what you do is out of your 3 mission cards, you randomly select 2. So you would also shuffle these. I would assume in a tournament, you would do like shuffle all 3 together, then let your opponent pick 1 to set aside, right? And then the other 2, you do the same with your opponent's missions, right? Set 1 aside. And then those 4 missions are the 4 missions you're going to play for the game, right? And you have to shuffle those together as well, which, once again, we talked about this earlier. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work when they have different sleeves than you. Then you're going to technically know the order, but maybe that's not a big deal, right? Maybe that's okay. So they get shuffled together as the mission deck, and they're here, right? And then you shuffle. You draw your opening hand of 5 cards. All right, you get to decide on whether you want to keep it or not, right? In this case, we've drawn 2 6-cost Itachis, a Naruto, a Kakashi, and a Kankuro. My first instinct would be to mulligan this since we didn't really draw any synergies. So I would, do you draw a new hand first or do you shuffle? Hold up. How does the mulligan exactly work? Do you draw first or do you shuffle them back first? Reshuffle and then redraw. Okay. And this is going to be your final hand. Like, you can't change this one. All right. So we have a 2-cost Sasuke, a 2-cost Gaara, the 9-tailed fox, the Itachi for 5, and the Sakura for 3. All right. So this is our opening hand, right? For the first round. Then the first mission is getting revealed, which is Protect the Leader. All right. And then you determine how much chakra you have. In the first round, this is going to be 5, right? You have 5 chakra to spend. The same is true for your opponent, right? And then you draw 2 cards, I believe. I'm looking through the thing. I do think you draw 2 cards on the first turn, right? Player 1 drawing 2 cards, player 2 drawing 2 cards. Yes, I think so. Or do you not draw on the first round? You draw? Okay. So we draw another Sasuke and a Naruto. Okay. Note that you ain't winning ties with this probably because you're going to take a lot of turns. This is true because a lot of my cards cost like 2 and 3. I'm going to take more actions than my opponent, so I'm not winning the ties, right? Which is a good, it's a good call. It's a good, good point you're making, right? So now you would determine who has the edge in the first round. Like you would need to determine, you would roll a dice who goes first or not. Let's just say we go first, right? Let's say we have the edge. Let's say this is our edge token, right? This right here. So we're going first, right? And now we get to decide which cards we want to play from our hand. All right. We can play every card in our hand right now except for the nine-tailed fox because we do not have enough chakra to play it because it costs 7 and right now we have 5, which is what you start with, right? I would say something cool that we could do here is we could spend 3 chakra, bringing us down to 2, to play Sakura Haruno, which is a 3-cost 2. It does have an upgrade effect, but we're not going to use it right now. But it does give us permanently +1 chakra. So we gain 1 chakra, we go back up to 3. Then it would be our opponent's turn to play 1 character into this mission as well. Keep in mind, on the first round, you only have 1 mission to assign your characters to, right? You cannot choose where they go. In the first round, they have to go here, because this is the only mission on the field right now, right? Now, our opponent plays a character, whatever. Let's just say they spend 5 to play this Zabuza, which says, main, if there's only 1 non-hidden enemy character in this mission, hide them. Well, that seems a pretty good answer to my Sakura. So they hide it. They hide it here, right? Now, do I lose my chakra again now? Or have I already gained it? I would assume I've already gained it. I'm not sure. Either way, let's say I lose the chakra because I don't know how exactly the ruling would work in this case. I've randomly picked a card that sparks a ruling question, which I'm not prepared for. I'm not sure if I have gained that chakra. You gain that chakra with Sakura at the start of the phase. Ah, okay. So the chakra. Ah, okay, good. Thank you. Okay. So the chakra has not been added for this turn. It would be added on the future turn. Okay. Now I only have 2 chakra left over because I spent 3 for playing the Sakura, which the Zabuza has now hidden. So I'm gonna spend my last 2 to play Sasuke, right? Which is a 2-cost 4 power that would lose power if I had other characters in play that are not hidden, but right now it's just straight up 4 power. This would conclude, my opponent would then pass because they're done playing cards. I would pass because I'm done playing cards. They would now gain control of the edge token because they passed first, because they only did 1 action, I did 2, so they're done first. Right? Yeah. Now the first round is done relatively quickly, right? The first round is done. We compare who has the stronger ninjas at this mission, right? Characters with 4 power or more in this mission have +1 power, which means our Sasuke has a power of 5. Their Zabuza has a power of 6, which means they would score this mission, which would give them 3 points because the mission is worth 2, as you can see on the bottom right. And because it is the D rank mission, the first mission in the game, it gives you 1 extra point. So it is a 3-point mission. Our opponent would gain 3 points here. And then we would move into the second round, which means we flip up the next mission, which is the Shunin exam in this case. We both draw 2 cards. And because my opponent has the edge, they get to play the first card, right? And if they play a character now, they can decide where it goes. But first we have to figure out how much chakra we have, which is more than 5 now, because now our opponent is going to start with 6 chakra. Why is it 6? Because you start with a base of 5 plus 1 for each character you have in play, right? And this is how maybe smaller characters can snowball the game into your control, because my opponent is now going to start the second round with 6 chakra because they have 5 plus the Zabuza. We're going to have 7 because we have 5 plus 2 characters, right? The face downs do count. I just checked in the document. So we have 7 chakra in round 2. Our opponent has 6. This is how the game would continue. We would now play our characters. Let's say we spend all 7 to play the 9-tailed fox in the Shunin exam, right? And then our turn is done. Our opponent does the same thing, plays some characters. Then we compare again who wins mission D in the second round, who wins mission C. We compare, we score points, and we continue with the third mission. We play our cards. We continue with the fourth mission, and we play our cards, right? This is how the game would play, right? This is how you would determine the winner of each mission on each round. This is how you gain additional chakra on future turns as well, right? Like, because the more characters you play, the more chakra you have on the next turn, right? I think this is a core advantage of playing some cheaper characters instead of just slamming just one big 9-tailed fox, for example, because you might just not be able to play your other cards if you don't have enough chakra on future turns, right? Whereas, like, if your opponent plays a lot of small creatures, or ninjas rather, not creatures, then they would have a lot of chakra in the last round and they can overtake you on all the other things, right? And keep in mind, the later it gets, the more important the missions become, because the later missions give you more points. This mission is worth 6 points in round number 4 because it has a base of 2, and if it's round 4, that mission gives you 4 points, this one gives you 3 points, this one gives you 2 points, and this one gives you 1 point plus their values at the top, right? So yeah. How does upgrading cards work? Okay, so I have, for example, just to give you an example of what my deck was trying to do, I'm missing right now, in order for it all to click together, I am missing this Itachi, right? So let's say in like round 3, I played this Sasuke into the Rescue a Friend mission, which is the B mission, right? I play it here. Then I spend 1 to hide my Itachi here as well, right? This Itachi says, if there is a Sasuke in this mission, you can play this character while it's hidden for 3 less, right? So I hide it here for 1. I pay 0 to unhide it, to play it from here. And then I can upgrade it. So upgrading works the following way, right? This is a 5-cost Itachi. This is a 3-cost Itachi. So I paid 2 chakra to upgrade this Itachi into this Itachi. And then basically you keep this Itachi under it, but it's basically considered no longer there, right? It turns into this one. Whatever is under here doesn't matter. It's just like any sort of effects transfer, like power tokens, but you pay the difference in cost to upgrade, right? And then this card has an upgrade effect of look at your opponent's hand, and then if you upgraded it, you can also discard a card, right? From your opponent's hand. So these cards combo really well together is the idea. You draw 2 cards each starting mission. You draw 2 cards each round. So the first mission gets flipped up. You have a starting hand of 5 cards. You draw 2. You play your ninjas. The round ends. You score the mission. The second mission gets flipped up. You draw 2 cards. You play your ninjas. You score points. The round ends. You flip up the next mission. You draw 2 cards. You play your ninjas, and you scored the missions. And then the fourth round begins with the 4th mission. You draw 2 cards. You play your ninjas, and you score the points. Right? So yeah, that's how the game plays. Right? That is the idea of it. All right. Was that understandable? Was that something that you guys understood? Because I did, but once again, this is the first time I'm doing something like this. And in general, I am interested in other card games in general. I could very well, they have announced for the Naruto Mythos TCG, they have announced that there's also going to be tournament gameplay and everything. Like, look, if my locals does this, I might go check it out. You know, it's something that sounds fun. I have the cards now, and I'm excited to see if what I built here makes any sense, you know? So that is something that I'm kind of looking forward to. You know, I'm always interested in other card games. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I understand it's not like my main form of content or whatever, but I thought it was fun to check out a new card game, see how it works. Also open some packs. You know, I had a lot of fun opening the packs because I feel like there's a lot of flavor in here with like in regards to like to the show, like cards that are supposed to have synergy with each other, The type of effects that you have make a lot of sense if you've seen the show. So I thought that was fun. Of course, unfortunately, we didn't pull the really big ones, the serialized card or the gold card, but I suppose we'll leave that one to all the people to chase. Once again, a quick info on this, because this trading card game is very new, and the first edition of this game was very sought after. There is a special shop set up for the viewers of this stream and this video on YouTube as well. I'm going to link it in the description down below. There is an opportunity for you guys to pick up this product. It's not sold out here. It is something that you can get, and it also is supporting me as a creator because I'm giving you the link for it. But it is limited to two boxes and 2 starter packs per order. You cannot, it's specifically so that not one person goes and buys all of it, all right? But if honestly, as you can see, you only need 2 of each card to have a playset. So honestly, 2 boxes and 2 starter kits is plenty to get you started. So if you are interested in it, if you thought the little bit of a first look looked interesting to you for this game, then feel free. You can use !Naruto in chat right now to get a link to the shop and grab yourself some product. It once again is limited to 2 boxes and 2 starter packs per order, so that it doesn't get bought up by, you know, one person or whatever, right? Because the stuff is like sold out in a lot of places I have seen. This is the first edition as well. This is a topic for Naruto because they have already announced that that there is going to be a second edition, but of course the second edition is not going to have the same serialized cards and the gold card. You know, they're not just like reprinting those. So the second edition is going to have, from the effects are going to be the same. It's going to be the same cards, but it's not going to have the same like serialized cards and stuff like that, right? But in case you want to look into it, in case you want to grab yourself some first edition displays or starter kits, you can do so using the link. And yeah, that is essentially it for this segment. I hope you enjoyed this. I had fun looking into it. It sounds like a fun game to me. There seems to be a lot of strategic depth, especially with the hidden cards. That's something that I really would like to explore. So yeah, thank you all for staying with me for this one. Thank you all for tuning in today. Appreciate you all for watching, and also a large thank you for Naruto Mythos trading card game for sponsoring this segment of the stream. So I really appreciate that. My locals already announced the first couple of Naruto events and they're all sold out. See, isn't that nice? Look, it's something that people actually are interested in. That's cool. Okay.